from Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama. This is the third annual Hall of Fame Bowl, featuring the Gamecocks of South Carolina against the Tigers of Missouri.
The three deep men for South Carolina. The Gamecocks won the toss. Horace Smith is in the middle, number 44. On his right, number 48 is Prickett. Reeves is on the left. This is Percy Reeves at the 4. 15, 20, 25, 30. And I hope that you're watching this game in color. We have a beautiful contrast of colors tonight. South Carolina, the Gamecocks, in their dark maroon. I'm a little bit colorblind, but in their dark maroon, starting at quarterback, number 10, Gary Harper. They're operating out of an I. This is George Rogers. 5, 6 yards. And on the first play from scrimmage, Don Perkins, I can see what the Gamecock followers have to be so proud of in the running of George Rogers. And I see now they're trying to catch Missouri off balance. They're going without a huddle. They have a preset series of plays, 2nd down and 4, as Rogers picked up 6. The man in motion is their leading receiver, McKinney. Here goes Rogers. First down.
I tell you what, Ray, he's really something to watch. 6'2", 220 pounds. The program listed him earlier in the year as being 6'2", 210, but he's put on about 10.
These are the men who open things up front. Notice he ran twice behind Schechterly. He's listed as their leading offensive lineman, the right tackle. First down, South Carolina at the Gamecock 46. Here goes Rogers again, and oh, he took a hit near the line of scrimmage. The other running back for South Carolina, number 34, Steve Dorsey, is running from the fullback spot in that I formation. The wide receiver to the left is Zion McKinney. That play gained a yard. It's 2nd down 8. McKinney again is the man in motion. Here goes Rogers. Missouri closing that hole in a hurry, and we did not know, nor did we try to find out, what the game plan would be for Jim Carlin or Warren Powers. They're the wide receivers, the tight end. They're in fact going with a double tight end. Willie Scott on the one side, Cornette on the other side. It's 3rd and 7. Complete. McKinney, first down, 42-yard line of Missouri.
I think that was interesting, Ray, because the Gamecocks from South Carolina are a running ball club, but the quarterback Harper there showed that he can complete them. He's a 48% pass completion, and you're looking at McKinney there who caught that one.
McKinney is lined up to the wide side this time, number 41. First down, South Carolina, 42-yard line of Missouri. Here goes Rogers for 2, no more. And hopefully we'll have an opportunity here to set this Missouri defense for you. But I had no idea that they had this many plays ready in a sequence.
Well, let's give a little plug to Lester Dickey for Missouri. He made the stop on George Rogers on that last one.
Rogers went out with a torn jersey. Spencer Clark is the tailback, number 35, but this is Harper. And McKinney with a great pair of hands is close to a first down at the 32-yard line of Missouri. Now George Rogers was out of the lineup and is going to be out of the lineup once again. It was a first down. It's at the Missouri 32-yard line. Spencer Clark, a senior out of Fleming, Georgia, number 35, is now the tailback. Rogers went to the sidelines, I think, to have his jersey replaced.
And I might mention that he will go out of the lineup occasionally, Ray, not because he's hurt or a jersey repair, but just because he carries the ball so much.
This is Harper. And again, they're running behind the right side of that line. Steve Gettle and George Schechterly. Now the defenders for Missouri, and they've had their hands full already. That first down run by the tailback Clark picked up 7, 2nd and 3, Missouri 25. South Carolina has yet to huddle. Missouri did a good job of stringing that out, but Clark is still close to a first down. And Missouri is making a defensive substitution, perhaps to try and do something here to counteract And Rogers is coming back in, and Clark is leaving at tailback.
Linebackers Dickey and Bird. Might mention the Tigers from Missouri are in a 52 defense. They've got a 5-man front.
Third and about a foot for a first down. This is Rogers, and he has the first down at the 31-yard line, between the 30 and 31.
Going to be talking a lot about Rogers here this evening, and one thing we want to mention, he's not only a big, strong runner, but he's got 4.5 speed. Here's the Missouri secondary. They'll get their action. Poe, Potter, Wright, and Winters.
First down, South Carolina, 20-yard line of Missouri. We're just underway in the 3rd annual Hall of Fame Bowl from Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama. To the end zone, McKinney, touchdown.
Leading receiver for the Gamecocks from South Carolina, number 41, Zion McKinney. Quarterback Gary Harper, who's just a junior, dropping back. Good pass protection, great pass protection. Missouri's expecting so much of a run. There's Zion McKinney there, making a fine catch, beating the receiver, who is Bill Whitaker, trying to cover him.
Now it'll be Eddie Leopard trying for the conversion for South Carolina. I'm not quite sure what really happened there. The holder for South Carolina was Tim Rhino, a defensive back. From Birmingham, Alabama, the 3rd annual Hall of Fame Bowl, and we'll be right back.
Legion Field, Birmingham, Alabama, called the football capital of the South. And this is part of the reason, Ray Scott. 65,000 was the expected crowd. We may see more than that because the night, which was threatening, is no longer such.
Incidentally, I think I got a bit carried away. I called it the football capital of the USA.
Well, there's a lot of cities in America that might dispute that with you.
All right. Kicking off for South Carolina will be John Tanner. Deep for Missouri will be Mike Richards, number 24, and Ron Fellows, number 8. The Gamecocks lead 6-0. This will be Missouri's first chance to handle the football. This is Fellows at the 1, 10, 20.
Okay, Ray, here's how the Gamecocks got on the scoreboard. Quarterback Harper is now 3 for 3. Great pass protection, going for his senior receiver, Zion McKinney, who's working against Bill Whitaker. Look at that nice fingertip grab by McKinney.
Now our first look at the Missouri offense, led by their all-Big 8 quarterback, number 15, Phil Bradley. He has fine runners. James Wilder, number 32. Jerry Ellis, number 43. First back through was Wilder, a junior out of Sikeston, Missouri. About a 2-yard pickup.
We're going to set that defensive lineup for the Gamecocks from South Carolina. They are in a 50 defense. There's a look at that defensive line, a 5-man front.
First, we're going to take a look at the Missouri offensive line. Now the receivers. Now the tight end, by the way, Gibler is the leading receiver. 2nd down 8, Missouri at the Tiger 22-yard line. Oh, this Gamecock defense has been so... It's almost like they caught fire as a result of what the offense did, Don.
You know, Ray, they've been giving up about 150 yards a game on rushing, but they're starting out here against the Tigers like they're going to give up nothing.
Now,
and there's that defensive lineup for the South Carolina Gamecocks. 5-man front. Linebackers, Baxley and Wade, and the secondary.
3rd down, 7. Bradley. Penalty flag is down. Bradley still looking. Now he has enough yardage for a first down, but a penalty flag is down about 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage on the far side. And incidentally, I should have made mention of the fact Legion Field is played on the game is played here on an artificial turf. That, I believe, is a penalty marker. Offside, South Carolina. So Missouri will have racked up a first down as Phil Bradley could find no wide receiver, and he got enough yardage for a first down at the Missouri 31-yard line.
Pass protection was actually pretty good that time too for Bradley. Offsides against South Carolina.
Now the Tigers have been alternating either at wide receiver between Newman and Fellows or between Wagner and Blair. Now they're going to go with 2 wide receivers left this time. 82 is Blair, who just came in, and inside him is Newman. First down, Missouri, trailing 6-0. First quarter, Bradley looking, and it's a completion, and it's very close to another first down. That was Ken Blair, who during the regular season, it is a first down. During the regular season, Blair grabbed off 14 passes, but I note, Don Perkins, that Bradley had a host of receivers. Gibler caught 23, Ellis 23, Newman 21, Wilder 20, so he has a lot of receivers to go to. Back-to-back first downs by the Tigers, trailing 6-0. Trailing the play was Wilder, but he gave off to Jerry Ellis, his senior running back from Columbia, Missouri. Gain on the play, about 2 yards. Second down, 8 Missouri at the Tiger 44. Less than 9 minutes to play in the first quarter before a truly enthusiastic crowd here at Birmingham's Legion Field. Again, Newman and Blair are wide to the right. The leading receiver in yardage, Gibler, the tight end, is on the left side. Bill Bradley. Let's see who he tried to hit. He got lost there among his teammates on the sideline. Blair was the intended receiver.
Brett Bond put a lot of pressure on for the Gamecocks from South Carolina. That was probably the reason quarterback Bradley could not complete that one. Tigers' 1979 record was 6-5, but they lost a couple of real close ones, Ray. They lost to Nebraska 23-20 when they went for the win as opposed to tying, and they lost a 2-point game to Oklahoma.
A key third down and 8 for Missouri at the Tiger 44. Pressure. And Bradley is dropped all the way back at the Tiger 29-yard line for a 13-yard loss by a truly aggressive defense.
Let's take a look at the pressure there from the end zone level. A lot of the Gamecocks getting in there. Making the tackle is going to be Steve Burnish, number 70. Also got help from number 82, Arthur Broussard. There's number 80 right in there, Phil Ellis. He's also in part of the action. A lot of pressure on the quarterback.
44 is Horace Smith. Andy Hastings is just in front of him. Oh, that's a good kick. Horace Smith all the way back at the Gamecock 28-yard line. And great coverage of that punt. Missouri's special team did a great job. South Carolina is leading 6-0 here in the first quarter. We'll be right back after these brief messages from your local stations. Gamecocks ready to go, their own 27-yard line. This is George Rogers. And the talented tailback picks up 4 yards on first down. Incidentally, officials for tonight's game, the referee is Jim Garvey, the umpire Ronald Abdow, the linesman John Canese, the line judge Philip L'Hospitalier, I hope I pronounced that correctly. John Tierney's the field judge, the back judge is John Joyce, and the electric clock operator is Dick Burleson. Second down, about 6. Here goes Rogers again. Oh, in addition to good speed, Don, he seems to have great power.
Got great acceleration too, Ray. He just explodes off of that line of scrimmage or out of the starting blocks. I don't know if the Gamecocks have figured out something weak on the left side of that Missouri line, or they're just a right-handed running ball club, but they're consistently going to their right or Missouri's left. Good look at George Rogers there. A busy man all year with over 1,500 yards. He'll be a busy man tonight too.
I am told they like to run behind George Schechterly, number 77, the Berwick, Pennsylvania junior, the right tackle. They consider him their most dominant offensive lineman. Now that's McKinney in motion on 3rd and 1. And I think the Gamecocks picked up a first down. Now that time they went with They're 1 and 2 tailbacks. Rogers, 38, and Spencer Clark, number 35. They took out the fullback prior to that snap. Let's see if we're going to have a measurement here.
And we're looking at the Missouri sidelines there. They're trying to figure out what they can do to stop Rogers and to stop the South Carolina Gamecocks. First down, as you saw indicated there on the screen, by South Carolina.
The ball is between the 37 and 38-yard line of South Carolina. Lining up wide to the right will be junior Tim Gillespie. Rogers bangs for a couple to around the 40. Less than 6 minutes to play first quarter. Just joined us. South Carolina took the opening kickoff, went without a huddle, and marched all the way to a touchdown, with the payoff being a pass from quarterback Gary Harper to his leading receiver during the regular season, Zion McKinney, who made a fine catch deep in the end zone. Rogers picked up 3, second down 7, South Carolina at the Gamecock 40. Big rush.
Norman Goodman, number 98, the nose guard for the Missouri Tigers, in on that one, getting a good charge off of that line of scrimmage. Number 98, Norm Goodman, the nose guard. He's a senior from Metropolis, Illinois.
Loss on the play, about 12 yards. So coming up for South Carolina, a team that likes to run. A third down and almost 20. Coming out of the huddle first is Tim Gillespie. Wide to the left. The fake was to Rogers. The ball was almost picked off as Eric Berg, their senior linebacker, made a deep drop that time.
Let's take a look at linebacker Eric Berg's action on this. He recognizes that it's going to be a pass. Lester Dickey, number 34, is at the top of your screen. Berg is the one that's going to deflect it, though, making a good drop, watching the passer all the way, and tips it away from the intended receiver.
Feltz is to punt. Number 7 is Newman. Number 30 is Bill Whitaker. Not too high. Good coverage, however, by South Carolina. But this will be good field position for the Missouri Tigers at their own 43-yard line, trailing South Carolina by 6-0. 4:30 left to play first quarter. So with a timeout on the field, let's pause briefly for these messages from our participating advertisers. The fine tailback. And there we look at the Missouri Tiger. We'll see his counterpart before this telecast is over. Right now, first down, Missouri 43-yard line. Wilder. Quick hitter, picks up about 4 to bring up a second down 6. George Rogers has carried 10 times for 36 yards. This is the tailback from South Carolina, who during this regular season was second only to Southern California's Charles White. 1,582 yards for Rogers. But right now, over 70,000 people are watching the Missouri Tigers, trailing South Carolina 6-0. Late first quarter. 2nd and 6, Missouri 47-yard line. Phil Bradley. This is Ellis. Penalty flag down. But a penalty flag is down at the Missouri 45-yard line.
Fine run that time by Ellis. Quarterback Bradley did an excellent job moving down the line of scrimmage. Let's take a look at it open up down there. You're going to see right there, he pulls that number 81 in, the defensive end. Brett Bond went inside. He made the pitch back to Ellis, and Ellis sweeps wide. Good blocking there. Number 64 is Jones, doing a good job for him. Ellis doing a good job of using the stiff arm and getting down that sidelines. However, there is a flag out there on the field. 15-yard penalty against Missouri for clipping.
So instead of it being a big gainer deep into South Carolina territory, the flanker David Newman is called for a clip, and it's second and about 22 at the Missouri 31-yard line. 3:48 left to play first quarter. South Carolina leads by 6-0. Big hole for Wilder. was closed in a hurry by the Gamecocks' Steve Burnish, their senior tackle from White Bear Lake, Minnesota.
Looked kind of big from up here, Ray, for a minute. Wilder didn't think so down there. Wilder got off to a slow start this year, had a hamstring injury, missed the first couple of games, then came on to do very well.
Sophomore Terry Hill was in for a moment at the one running back spot, but Ellis is back in now. It is 3rd and 16. Bill Bradley, the all-Big 8 quarterback, gets a good block right there and a good gain out to around the 45-yard line. Phil Bradley during the regular season was a very good runner for Warren Power's Missouri Tigers because in addition to his passing exploits, he ran for almost 600 yards.
Let's take a look at quarterback Bradley. Twice all Big 8 quarterback. He's intending to throw right now. He decides nobody's going to get open. A lot of good movement there by a guy that's primarily a thrower, but shows that he's an excellent runner. Using his blocker, Ellis, there, very good and getting out of bounds.
The punter is Jeff Brockhouse. Not too high. Fair catch, South Carolina at the Carolina 22-yard line as the fair catch is called for by Horace Smith. Well, I admit I was caught by surprise, Don Perkins, at that first drive by South Carolina. I thought they might run 2 or 3 plays without a huddle, but I never expected they had that much arranged. Whatever they had planned in the way of the sequence, but it certainly paid off for what has been the game's only touchdown.
They're taking this game seriously.
Harper, and this is the second tailback, Spencer Clark, and a penalty flag is down at the line of scrimmage. But this is definitely, as you indicated earlier, Don, a right-hand running ball club.
Well, you mentioned the big tackle over there, offensive tackle George Schechterly, that they like to run by. We're seeing the penalty, the signal out there, holding on South Carolina, so they're going to get a walk-off back deeper into their own territory.
That'll go back from about the 22 to around the 11-yard line. The play actually lost about a yard on the run by Spencer Clark, the senior running back out of Fleming, Georgia.
Howard? On Monday night, Ray and Don, the New Year's Eve tradition, the Bluebonnet Bowl, with Mark Herman leading the Purdue Boilermakers against the tough Volunteers of Tennessee, led by quarterback Jimmy Streeter. Should be a super football game in the Astrodome on Monday night.
South Carolina now back at the Gamecock 11-yard line, where it is 1st and 21 for a first down. Missouri's cornerbacks are Johnny Poe, number 9, and Bill Whitaker, number 30. Potter is the strong safety. Eric Wright is the free safety. There's a misdirection play, running away from the man in motion and going out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Very close to picking up the yardage lost on the holding penalty was Spencer Clark.
Did a good job, Spencer Clark, running for 500 yards this year. You're going to see him in that misdirection play, as Ray called it. Catches the Missouri Tigers a little bit off guard, dips inside there, uses his blockers well, makes good yardage before Eric Wright takes him out of bounds right there. Took him down kind of crudely, too.
The gain, 11 yards. Second down, 10 at the South Carolina 22-yard line. We're in the final 3 minutes of the first quarter. McKinney, the leading receiver of the Gamecocks, is wide to the left. Here goes the tailback, Clark. And even though it's the short side of the field, they keep running to that right side.
You know, a lot of times, Ray, that's a real good move. Into the short side of a field, a defensive team has a tendency to think that you're going to use the wide side of the field and relax on that weak side.
That play picked up 3 yards. Third down, 7. South Carolina going with double tight ends. Number 46, Ben Cornett. Number 47, Willie Scott. Now their flanker, Tim Gillespie, comes out to the wide side of the field. The close back, number 34, Steve Dorsey, carried, but not enough for a first down, and it's punt formation time, and Missouri seems to have made some adjustments here, and they've been able to pretty well contain South Carolina the last 2 possessions of Carolina.
South Carolina has shown that tendency to be a right-handed runner, and Missouri will make the adjustment.
David Newman is number 7. The South Carolina punter is Jay Feltz, who averaged a little over 38 yards. Pretty good height this time. Newman at the Missouri 31. Penalty flag. We have a clip against Missouri.
Well, Ray, I think I saw that one all the way from up here. We did see the flag go down out there on the field. The return man, David Newman, was trying to get wide to get around that blocking wall. But there, let's take a look at it again. Number 7 there, taking the move. Look at the lower part of your screen. You're going to see number 94 right there for the Gamecocks, David McNeil. Come in, and you got to get that head in front of him. McNeil did not have it in front of him. The official's right on top of it and wisely calls the flag.
So Missouri now, instead of having excellent field position, will have very poor field position inside the Missouri 15 at the 14-yard line. With 1:59 left to play in the first quarter before a roaring crowd of some 7. How about that?
Hey. That kid's got nice legs too, right?
A semi-soccer style uniform. That was the punter for Carolina, Jay Feltz. Let's see what Phil Bradley can do with his Tigers. That was Wilder, straight ahead for about 4 yards to the 18-yard line. I would doubt that Warren Powers would have the Tigers do anything fancy here deep in Missouri territory. He is sending in a play by way of one of his wide receivers. He's alternating from time to time.
Unusual year for the Tigers. They were undefeated on the road, going 5-0. They lost all their games, winning only 1 and losing 5 at home.
2nd down, 6 Missouri. And Wilder, with very determined running, picks up a Missouri first down at the Tiger 25-yard line. Newman and Fellows are the messengers for Missouri. First down, Tigers. Clock running, just about a minute left to play, first quarter. South Carolina scoring. First possession of the game on a pass from their quarterback Harper to McKinney. Bradley on first down. Pickup of about 8 yards out across the 30-yard line. So the Tigers gradually working themselves out of a hole.
We talked a lot about the Missouri record this year. We haven't talked a lot about South Carolina. They were 8-3 on the year. The only teams they lost to, the opening game to North Carolina, then they lost to a couple of pretty good teams, Notre Dame and Florida State.
2nd down, 2.5 for a first down. Bradley still has it, and he has a first down out to the 40-yard line. And Phil Bradley is showing himself to be a very adept operator.
Let's take a look at it again here. Scott Wade, number 53, also is Ed Baxley, number 50, working down the line. Scott Wade, the linebacker, though, to getting one shot taken at him, keeps on his feet, keeps after the ball carrier Bradley, and gets in on part of the action.
And right there is the whistle. The end of the first quarter of play. The score, South Carolina 6, Missouri nothing. Second quarter right after these messages. Legion Field is the scene here in Birmingham, Alabama. Second quarter about to start. South Carolina leads 6-0. Missouri has the ball. The Tigers have worked themselves from their own 14 out to their own 41-yard line. 1st and 10, Missouri. Phil Bradley operating at quarterback. The split backs are Ellis and Wilder. This is Wilder, and a good gain on first down of about 4 yards.
Wilder's a good-sized running back, 6'2", 215. Mentioned a couple of times his injuries early in the year, but he's come on to have a great year, rushing for 640 yards. A good average, averaging about 4.5 yards a carry.
The gain a bit more than 3 that time, so second down, 7, Missouri 44-yard line. One wide receiver, Newman. Missouri has gone to 2 tight ends. This is Wilder again, and he almost broke that one. Close to a first down. And the Missouri fans, although not in as great a number as South Carolina, certainly were very vocal when their team made its appearance just prior to the kickoff. And Missouri right now working themselves into excellent position.
Watching that Veer offense in effect, they're primarily a running ball club, averaging 160, 86 yards a game rushing, as opposed to 130 passing. Veer offense in effect.
Interestingly enough, these two teams averaged almost the same in total offense a game. 319 for Missouri per game, 332 for South Carolina. The man out wide to the left is Ron Fellows, junior wide receiver from Kansas City, Kansas. First down, Missouri. Bradley on first down. This is Wilder. Almost broke the tackle, but comes up with a gain of about 6 on first down. And we're getting our first good look at this Tiger offense working at just excellent fashion.
Looking at Wilder there, who's a big, strong man to bring down one-on-one in the open field, but Pat Bowen did a good job of it that time for South Carolina.
This time it'll be David Newman who brought in the play and lines up wide to the right. Senior from Columbia, Missouri. 2nd and 5. Big hole for Ellis and a Missouri first down at South Carolina's 36-yard line. Jerry Ellis.
No misdirection on this one, just a straight handoff. Let the back run to the hole, but look at it open up there. And Ellis doing a good job of lowering that shoulder, picking up 7 yards.
First down, Missouri, South Carolina 36-yard line. Fellows brought in the play and is off to the wide side of the field. First down, Tigers. South Carolina 36-yard line. This speedy running back is Terry Hill, a sophomore from East St. Louis, Illinois, and he's close to another first down for the Missouri Tigers, who are really on the move. This drive started back at the Missouri 14-yard line when a punt return, a fine punt return, was nullified on a clipping penalty.
Warren Powers, the head coach of Missouri, 20 and 14 in his helm at the Tiger coaching position.
2nd and less than a yard for a first down at the 27-yard line of South Carolina. Early second quarter. Carolina leading 6-0. The extra point was missed. Hill this time may not have picked up a thing. Boy, who made that fine defensive play? I think the last man up there, number 70 for the Gamecocks, Steve Burnish, their senior left tackle from White Bear Lake, Minnesota, mainly responsible for stopping that play for no gain at all. So Hill gives way to the bigger Jerry Ellis. Over the ball, center Brad Edelman. 3rd and 1 for a first down. And we have a whistle on the field. And South Carolina says, hey, let's stop the momentum. We have a timeout from Birmingham, Alabama. This is the Hall of Fame Football Classic. We'll be right back. Missouri, during the South Carolina timeout, has had a chance to figure out what to do here, Don, against a Gamecock defense, which has set up a 3rd and 1 for Missouri at the Carolina 27.
A lot of people say that's all football consists of, 3rd down conversions. The Tigers have a big one right now.
Wilder may not have made it. That was Wilder's 9th carry. He had gained 34 yards on his first 8. The way that ball is marked now, there was no gain again.
A lot of pursuit down the line for South Carolina that time. I think primarily making the stop was number 74, Chuck Allen.
4th and still a yard to go for a first down. Wide to the right is David Newman. Ellis and Wilder are the running backs. And quarterback Phil Bradley says, hey, we're heading into that Carolina cheering section. We can't hear a thing. And now the South Carolina players are saying, hey, folks, take it easy.
Well, I understand the highway from Atlanta to Birmingham was just a caravan of people from South Carolina.
Let's pause briefly for these messages from your local station. The South Carolina fans come alive again. Missouri 4th and 1, 27-yard line of South Carolina. And Bradley with the keeper and the first down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. And I'll tell you, Don, I think that Wilder that time was covered very well. Was that the cornerback who came up to take him? Did you notice, Don?
Well, the defensive tackle, Stain Burdish, had a shot at him, but he went right over him. The quarterback was up, but Wilder was in flight, whether Bradley was in flight at that time.
All right, first down, Missouri, 23-yard line of South Carolina. This time, Wilder, for an instant, appeared to have a hole, but it was closed in a hurry by South Carolina linebacker Ed Baxley, a junior out of St. Petersburg, Florida.
A lot of movement by that South Carolina defensive linebacker spot. Number 74 moving in your screen there. It's Chuck Allen. A lot of pursuit, a lot of Gamecocks in the area.
Practically no gain. Second down 10, still at the South Carolina 23-yard line. 9:55 to play in the first half. South Carolina leading 6-0 as Bradley drops back to pass. Over the middle, wide open. Down inside the 10-yard line, down to around the 8-yard line. Number 83 is his leading receiver during the season, Andy Gibler, a freshman from Grandview, Missouri.
Gibler caught 23 for 316 yards this year on a ball club that didn't throw an awful lot. Quarterback Bradley there dropping back, and Gibler is wide open. The big tight end right there moving across the field, across your screen. Pat Bowen, number 25, brought his feet out from him.
First and goal to go. Tigers at the 8-yard line of South Carolina. Wilder bangs to the 6. The defensive charge that time led by Scott Wade for one. One of the linebackers, I believe, was in on that play. 2-yard pickup, second and goal, Missouri. 6-yard line of South Carolina. Coming out wide to the left is David Newman, who just brought in the play. He's covered one-on-one by cornerback Mark Bridges. Wilder. A really aggressive defensive play made by Brett Bond, a senior from Ironton, Ohio.
Bond did a good job on it. Just look at him close the hold. It looks like Wilder's going to be able to go in almost standing up. And right there, the linebacker, 53, Scott Wade, doing his job, filling the hole.
So Wade, with late help then from Bond, sets up a third and goal at the South Carolina 4-yard line. Bradley with a keeper. He is wrapped up by Chuck Allen, the junior from Anderson, South Carolina. A super defensive play, and it's going to set up a field goal try.
Bradley working down the line there is going to run into his tight end, number 80, Tom Hornoff, right there. That throws him off a little bit, but the Gamecocks are in great pursuit position. Chuck Allen, number 74, bringing him down.
Ron Verrilli will try a Missouri field goal. 22 yards out of a hold by Dan McDaniel, second string quarterback. Verrilli is on target. Missouri is on the board. 7:15 to play in the first half. 6-3 South Carolina.
And you're going to see right there going on for it for Missouri is number 6, Ray Hairston. Missouri has come up with a big turnover.
I misread the signal of the official. I thought he said South Carolina had it.
He did, Ray. He didn't misread it.
Okay, first down, 28-yard line of South Carolina. And Phil Bradley goes deep. He has his man wide open. Newman, touchdown. David Newman is wide open, and Bradley hits him for 6.
I'd like to give Bradley a lot of credit for throwing an excellent pass on that one, but David Newman was so wide open. He was working against South Carolina's Mark Bridges, but Bridges evidently got his coverage crossed up. We're looking at it. Roll out there, giving Bradley a little bit of time to throw, and you're going to see Newman. There he is, 5 yards behind the defensive man, Mark Bridges.
So now Verrilli, who just kicked a field goal, will try for Missouri's 10th point. So just like that, the complexion of this game has changed. The score now is 10-6 in favor of Missouri. From Birmingham, Alabama, this is the Hall of Fame Football Classic. We'll return in a moment. Brockhouse kicks off for Missouri. This is chasing Reeves back to the goal line. And one of the Tigers downfield made a super play on that return man around the 10-yard line. And the momentum of this game has definitely swung over from Carolina to Missouri as the Tigers now lead as we watch Percy Reeves limp slightly to the sidelines. The last man to join the huddle is South Carolina's Gary Harper, who hit McKinney with a touchdown pass on Carolina's first possession of the game. McKinney in motion. This is Rogers, picking up about 3 before the Missouri defense.
Eric Berg, the linebacker, did a good job on that one, coming in to bring Rogers down for only a short gain. Rogers, a very dangerous back, averaging about 5.5 yards a carry. We're looking at Jim Carlin, 14th year as a head coach. 5th year he's just completing at South Carolina with a 31-25-1 record.
Second down 8, Carolina at the Carolina 12-yard line. Up the middle for short yardage is fullback Steve Dorsey, a senior running back out of Towson, Maryland. Only 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Carolina took the opening kickoff, moved to a touchdown, missed the extra point. Missouri then took over, marched to a field goal, recovered a fumble on the following kickoff, and on the first play, quarterback Phil Bradley hit wide receiver David Newman for a touchdown pass. The extra point was good, and so it is Missouri by 10-6 with 5:48 to play in the first half. 3rd and 5 from the 15-yard line of Carolina. Harper inside the 5. An overpowering charge led by defender Kurt Peterson, a senior out of St. Louis. Bill Whitaker, number 30, is one of the deep men, and Newman is the other. Out of bounds. Good field position here for Missouri. That punt went out of bounds off the foot of South Carolina's Jay Felts around the 30-yard line. So just about a 25-yard punt from line of scrimmage.
Momentum is something you often talk about in a football game. It's sometimes hard to describe, but I think you can generally say it's the other team taking over when the team takes charge. And right now, Missouri has taken charge and are in control and are also in very good field position. Behind Bradley are Wilder, 32, and Ellis, 43. This is Wilder in a big hole and about an 8-yard gain for James Wilder, the junior out of Sikeston, Missouri. Number 32. Pickup, 8.5 yards. Second down 2, Missouri. Plenty of time left in the half. 4.5 minutes and the clock running. Over the ball is Brad Edelman, flanked by Kevin Sadler and Stan Lechner. Don Carter is at right tackle, replacing the injured Howard Richards. First down. Wilder running now with tremendous authority. That's what you call reckless abandon or sheer determination. Number 32, James Wilder. You're going to see him get hit. Right there, he gets hit. He's got a guy on his back, but he still picks up the yardage for the 1st and 10.
At the 13-yard line of Carolina. Newman is wide to the right, but you just have this feeling that their wide receivers right now are nothing but a decoy because Missouri has been so effective on the ground. And right now, Bradley elects to throw, but this pass is off target. Tried to hit Ellis, who went trailing out of the backfield, but he was covered fairly well. Scott Wade, the right linebacker, had the responsibility of covering Ellis. Incomplete, 2nd down 10.
You mentioned Scott Wade, Ray. He related an interesting story to me yesterday afternoon during a press conference about why the Carolina players have a little number 83 in the lower right-hand corner of the back of their helmet. When we get a moment, we'll elaborate on it.
Thank you, Howard. Second down, 10 Missouri. 13-yard line of Carolina. That incomplete pass stopped the clock with 3:54 to play in the first half. Big hole and inside the 10-yard line. Again barrels James Wilder. And for Missouri, after that 5-yard gain, 3rd and 5 at the Carolina 8. And there is the number.
That was the number worn by Scott Sinclair, who was a freshman defensive end, number 83, who collapsed and suffered a fatal heart attack just before the Georgia game. The Carolina players have dedicated the rest of their lives to the memory of Scott Sinclair.
Missouri 3rd and 5. Bradley looking, being pressured, and it is caught at the 2-yard line by tight end Andy Gibler, a freshman from Grandview. And Bradley did well to get rid of that ball.
Excellent pass that time by Bradley because he got a lot of pressure. He knew he was going to pay the price for the completion on this one. Let's take a look. Bradley dropping back. You're going to see the South Carolina defenders right on him. We won't see that, but we are seeing Gibler, who makes a great catch, going high into the air, getting hit right as the ball gets there, but he hangs on.
It is a 1st and goal at the 2. Washington and Gunder are now the tackles for Missouri. And Missouri may have too many men on the field. It forces the Tigers to ask for a timeout. And needless to say, Phil Bradley, the quarterback, is a bit unhappy. Now, number 8, Ron Fellows, who has been alternating with wide receiver David Newman as a messenger from Warren Powers and his staff, was on the field. And you could almost see him saying to himself, should I be there? I have a hunch they wanted to go to their short yardage offense, which would have meant being minus a wide receiver, Don.
I'm sure they did. The quarterback Bradley did a wise thing and called timeout because there was some disunity, some disorganization out there on the field. We see head coach Warren Powers. We also see part of the 70,000 plus here at Legion Field in Birmingham enjoying it.
For Missouri, it will be 1st and goal just inside the 2. 2:47 left to play in the first half. I can guarantee you one thing, and I think Don and Howard would agree with me. The South Carolina fans are not only here in large numbers, they are a very hardy group. They require very little sleep.
We know because we happen to be staying in the same hotel.
All right, 1st and goal Missouri at the South Carolina 2-yard line. Wilder does not get in. He is stopped about a yard shy.
Once you get inside the 20-yard line, you have to pay the price for the yardage. Number 32, Wilder, there finds out the Gamecocks are not going to give up anything easily. Good second effort there. He's keeping his feet. He's driving, but he's got a lot of pursuit all over him.
Except for the determined effort by Mark Bridges, Wilder may have gotten in. 2nd and goal at the 1. Bradley, touchdown. Missouri's Phil Bradley, who has been most proficient running as well as passing during the season, has scored his 4th touchdown by way of the run.
And that's where you win football games, in the offensive line. The offensive line getting the surge there, getting the charge. Quarterback Bradley there, doing nothing fancy, just getting behind a good blocking wedge.
So for Missouri, Ron Verrilli, who has accounted for a field goal and an extra point, is going for his 5th point. And it's there. 2:06 left to play. First half. More football action continues right after these brief messages. We'll be right back. Missouri kicking off. And the middleman is not going to run it out, Horace Smith. So the Tigers from Columbia, Missouri have scored 17 unanswered points since Carolina took the opening kickoff and without a huddle marched all the way to a touchdown, with Gary Harper hitting wide receiver Zion McKinney for the touchdown. But since then, Missouri has taken it over. And some 70,000 here at Legion Field have been roaring its approval of what has been a very exciting first half, which still has 2:06 remaining. The tailback is Spencer Clark. Rogers was lined up as the close back. And this is Clark. Now Rogers had been a fullback. He was moved to tailback, but right now he's running as the fullback. There he is, number 38, with the tailback, Spencer Clark.
Shifting up there, great acceleration, just running to daylight. The old Vince Lombardi theory, running to daylight. You see Clark there breaking through into the secondary before anybody brings him down. 21, Eric Wright.
First down at the Carolina 33-yard line. Harper looking. Clark, the receiver, 39-yard line. That play took a couple of seconds only if he got out of bounds. The clock shows it's still running. So Carolina, I'm sure, will go back to their hurry-up offense, which they used so very well at the start of the game, and it is beginning to rain here at Legion Field. That play picked up 6. This is Rogers. First down. Out of bounds at the Missouri 45-yard line. So Carolina can strike suddenly.
You have to be impressed with Spencer Clark. He's a big fella, 6'2", 220 pounds, great acceleration, good hands, a nice receiver running a nice pass route out there. And look at him turn on the afterburners heading down the sidelines. Kevin Potter's going to bring him down, but a great all-purpose back, George Rogers.
Rogers stopped the clock by going out of bounds with 1:13 left to play in the first half. First down at the Missouri 45. This is Rogers again, and he loses his footing, as it could well. This artificial turf at Legion Field could be getting just a little bit slippery.
And we're looking at the rain falling, and as Ray Scott just mentioned, it will make the footing a little bit treacherous out here on the artificial turf.
The pass is ruled complete. Took just a couple of seconds, about a 3-yard pickup on a pass complete to Horace Smith. Horace Smith had been used up until that play strictly as a kick returner. But he moved in as a wide receiver and picked up about 3 yards. 3rd and 7 at the Missouri 42. 50 seconds now remaining in the half. Missouri leading Carolina 17-6. Gary Harper. And the tackle is broken, and close to a first down, Willie Scott, the junior tight end from Newberry, South Carolina. Very close to a first down. I'd have to believe close enough to go for it. About less than a yard short of a first down. 41 seconds left, and Carolina says, hey, let's talk things over. And over there, number 10 is Gary Harper. Ben Cornett, one of the other tight ends, is over there, number 46.
Ray, it's interesting that they've taken a timeout with 4th and 1 with 2 timeouts remaining. Now only 1. You would think they would have gone for the first down first, then called for the timeout. I don't know, a bit of a strategy thing.
Warren Powers is talking to Eric Berg, his defensive captain.
And here we're trying to keep the football dry. We got the football out there covered. Want to keep it as dry as possible. A little rain falling here at Legion Field. Howard, I think the reason they called timeout, this is a very crucial down now for South Carolina. They cannot afford to fritter it away. It would have been nice to go for it and convert it, but it's more important that they can convert and do something afterwards, I think.
South Carolina has but 1 timeout remaining. They're going to have McKinney lined up wide to the right, their leading receiver during the season, number 41, Zion McKinney. But meanwhile, Eric Berg has huddled with Warren Powers and the Missouri staff. So wheels of strategy turning. 4th and a foot away from a first down, 35-yard line. And the first down is picked up by the quarterback, Gary Harper. And the junior from Hialeah, Florida, gets a key first down to the 33-yard line of Missouri. 38 seconds now left in the half, and the Gamecocks will go without a huddle. The clock starts to run. Down to 31 seconds. What a super catch at the 17-yard line.
Great catch by McKinney, a great pass by Harper. You're going to see a lot of pressure put on him. He knows, once again, he's got to pay the price if he's going to get it in there. Right there, a lot of defenders around it. A good move, though, by McKinney, coming back for the ball, catching it. And I think we've got a flag also.
We had a flag, and Carolina fans said, no, they're not going to call it back. And then there came this signal of roughing the passer. So now the ball is moved from the 17, half the distance to the goal line, to the 9-yard line. First and goal, Carolina. 23 seconds left in the half. Score, just joined us, Missouri 17, South Carolina 6. 2 wide outs this time. Clark has a lot of time. Tried to hit McKinney, but the pass was thrown a bit low, and it stops the clock with 8 seconds left in the half now. And they're going to try for 3. With 8 seconds left in the half, South Carolina will go for a field goal. Eddie Leopard will try. 26-yard attempt. And it is a knuckleball that sails off to the left, and a beautiful Carolina drive goes for naught, as Eddie Leopard is not able to come up with a 26-yard field goal. And he had an excellent percentage during the season, 8 of 11 in field goals. But Missouri has the ball, 5 seconds left in the half, and the Tigers have the lead by 11 points. But from what we've seen here in the first half, I'd have to say, looking to the second half, that both teams have shown great capability as far as being able to move the football. Missouri has the edge, 17-6. And Phil Bradley uses discretion. And that was the final play of the first half. The score, Missouri 17, South Carolina 6. Stay tuned for our exciting halftime show after these messages.
Very exciting first half here in Birmingham, Alabama at the Hall of Fame Bowl. That says Mizzou, not Mizzou, although we can change a couple of letters. A lot of excitement, a lot of pageantry, and as I mentioned, a lot of exciting first half activity as Missouri took the halftime lead, 17-6. South Carolina hit the board first. A drive that started at their own 31-yard line, and then they got down to the 20. Gary Harper, on a play fake, will roll out to his left and find the #1 receiver for South Carolina, number 41, Zion McKinney, making a brilliant catch over the shoulder, beyond the defender and just inside the end zone. Great catch by Zion McKinney, put South Carolina ahead 6-0. They made it a 6-3 game on a field goal by Missouri, and then a 28-yard touchdown pass from Phil Bradley to David Newman made it 10-6. And then Phil Bradley, with 2:06 to go, second quarter, over the top from 1 yard out. The extra point was good, and a 17-6 Missouri lead at halftime. There are the co-captains in the midfield as we bring back Ray Scott and Don Perkins.
Thank you, Howard. Don, your quick thoughts about the second half as Missouri will receive. What does South Carolina have to do?
South Carolina's got to get their ground game going, Ray. They've averaged 258 yards per game all year long, 14th in the nation. They're not doing near that this evening. They've rushed for 82 yards in the first half of this game. Their bread and butter, their mainstay is their ground game. They've got to get it untracked.
First half statistics slightly in favor of Missouri by 20 yards overall total offense, despite an 11-point edge. Now Missouri
Ray, here's a look at some of the statistics, and we can see they're fairly even, but Missouri is leading in the ball game at the first half, 17-6.
Missouri will have number 24, Mike Richards, and number 8, Ron Fellows. Kicking off for South Carolina, John Tanner.
Ray, a very interesting and glaring halftime statistic. George Rogers had 10 carries in the first quarter, had 1 carry the whole second quarter.
So Carolina trailing 17-6. This is Richards. 10, 20, 21 or 2-yard line. Both quarterbacks, by the way, had high percentage first halves. For Missouri, Bradley 5 of 7, and Harper for South Carolina 9 of 11. Now let's see what Bradley, who is, by the way, has really impressed me as an outstanding quarterback.
Not only throwing the football, but he's run very well here this evening.
Jerry Ellis and James Wilder are the 2 running backs. Ellis gets about 4 on first down to the 26-yard line.
Rain's continuing to come down here at Legion Field in Birmingham. The footing may get a little bit worse as the evening goes on as more moisture falls. Phil Bradley attempting 7, completing 5, no interceptions.
Ron Fellows brought in the play and splits out wide left. 2nd down, 6 Missouri at the Tiger 26-yard line. Wilder gets a couple to the 28. Missouri will have a 3rd and 4. Incidentally, Don, not only was this an opportunity for me this evening to have a reunion with an old friend such as yourself, but I had a chance to meet with Dave Hart, the athletic director at Missouri. I don't know whether I had a chance to tell you, Howard or Don. Dave Hart and I go back to when he was about a 10 or 11-year-old boy in Connellsville, Pennsylvania. And now, of course, he's the very personable and very dynamic athletic director at Missouri, and he was really bubbling at halftime over the success of his Tigers. 3rd and 4, 28-yard line of Missouri. Second half just underway. Bradley being pressured, and no chance for the completion.
Don, Ray did not tell us how old he was when he said the other gentleman, Mr. Hart, was 11 or 12 years old. He won't reveal that, will he?
All right, punt formation time for Missouri. Jeff Brockhouse will be punting to South Carolina's number 44, Horace Smith. And just in front of him will be Andy Hastings. Jeff Brockhouse, 36.1 average during the regular season, and the rain is really pelting down. And fairly good position from which the Carolina offense can operate. I would have to believe that the rain would bother this predominantly running team less than it would a team that throws quite a bit more. The Tigers, of course, went to the air many more times than did South Carolina during the season.
South Carolina takes over 1st and 10.
This being the 3rd annual Hall of Fame Bowl and a record crowd in attendance. We'll give you the official figures as soon as we get them. Carolina, first down at the Gamecock 38-yard line. Rogers picks up 7 yards on first down. Remember now, when you watch number 38, you're watching the 2nd leading runner this year in collegiate football. Second only to Southern California's highly publicized, and justly so, Charles White.
And you see the rain falling and the people here at Legion Field taking cover. Let's see how it affects the game as the evening goes on. It should favor South Carolina.
2nd and 3, 45-yard line of South Carolina. Close to a first down is the fullback. And I don't know whether it's safe to label either as a fullback or not, because Rogers actually has been running from both tailback when Dorsey is in the game, or fullback now when Spencer Clark carries. So Clark has a first down for South Carolina. First down, Carolina. Rogers, oh, and that was played so very, very well.
Wendell Ray doing a great job that time for the Missouri Tigers, and he's going after a pretty good back in George Rogers. 1,500 yards on the year. Let's look at the quarterback Harper there. Pitch it back. He says, I don't want any part of it. Right there, number 90. Wendell Ray, the defensive end, a junior from St. Louis, doing a great job.
Loss 5 yards. 2nd and 15 now for South Carolina at the South Carolina 43-yard line. Early 3rd quarter. Missouri leading 17-6. Gillespie in motion. Rogers gets back about 4 yards. Coming up, third down, 12.
Ray, this is the thing that always scares me about a primarily running ball club. When they get behind, they still have to run the football because passing is not their long suit. The Gamecocks are behind. Rain is falling out here. They have to stay on the ground. It could be a long second half for them.
Now they set out 2 wide receivers, Willie Scott and Zion McKinney, both to the right. McKinney. Oh, he ran a super pattern that time, and Harper was right on target.
Well, Harper just proved me wrong. He shows he does not have to run the football. You're looking at number 41 there at the bottom of your screen. Zion McKinney, the leading receiver for the South Carolina Gamecocks, doing a great job right there. He turns in, and right there, going right in front of number 9, Johnny Poe, who's coming up after him. There's Poe bringing him down. Big pickup for the Gamecocks.
Back live, first down, 28-yard line of Missouri. Rogers gets a couple of very tough yards to the 26-yard line. And again, the ever-present Wendell Ray, a junior from St. Louis, number 90, showing great pursuit. And an awful lot of fans are getting very wet. 2nd and 8, Carolina at the Missouri 26-yard line. 9:50 to play, third quarter. McKinney goes in motion. And that time, Harper was almost literally buried. Is that Norman Goodman, the middle guard from Metropolis, Illinois, number 98? Yes. Loss, 5 yards, 3rd and 15 at the Missouri 33. And in from the bench comes junior Tim Gillespie from Walhalla. Now Gillespie is lined up about a yard outside the tight end on the right. And goes in motion and back this way. Rogers. What a play, what a call, and what a run by Rogers.
Everybody had to anticipate that this was a passing situation for the Gamecocks, but not so when you got George Rogers. Look at that great blocking in the middle of that line and instant acceleration by Rogers, averaging 5.5 yards a carry. He's down inside the 15-yard line.
A 22-yard pickup, and now it's first down, South Carolina at the Missouri 11-yard line, and no sign of the rain letting up. It is coming down in torrents. Again, McKinney, the man on the move. Touchdown, Gary Harper.
Great job by Gary Harper that time. He had a trailing back. He could have pitched it back. Quarterback has to make an instant decision on that. Fake to Rogers going through the line. There's his back going wide, but Harper's going to keep it all the way. Does a good job carrying a would-be tackler into the end zone.
So Missouri's lead is down to 5.
We talked about the rain. It might favor the South Carolina Gamecocks. Right now, the way they're moving the ball on the ground with all this rain, it is in their favor.
And Missouri is going to be forced to ask for a timeout. They either were a man short or were unable to make the substitution they wanted to. And it was obvious there South Carolina was going for a 2-point conversion to narrow that gap to 3 points.
Gary Harper's just a young fella, 6 foot, 180 junior. He'll be back for another year. You're going to see him fake to the first back going through the line. Spencer Clark. Rogers being the first man. Spencer Clark, good hole there, gets right through a would-be arm tackle, which is Tom Hornoff, and right there he sees daylight all the way steps away from another tackler. This one's handling a little bit high. That's Lester Dickey. Dickey goes for a ride with Harper into the end zone.
The other day at the press conference, Gary Harper said, I'm not the fastest, I'm not the quickest, I'm not the biggest, I don't throw the ball the longest. And that time, I guess he was quick enough, fast enough, strong enough, and big enough.
So we have ourselves a ball game with 8:27 left to play in the third quarter. Carolina is going for the two-point conversion. Dorsey is at fullback. Harper throws. 2 points. He again found Zion McKinney, who caught a touchdown pass for the first score of the game.
Best combination they've got going, and here it works to perfection. Harper to McKinney. McKinney beating his man Klein there in the end zone.
So it's 17-14.
Good pass protection for Harper.
We're at the Hall of Fame Football Classic, and we'll be right back. Mike Richards and Ron Fellows are deep for the kickoff from Carolina's John Tanner. Good kick. Oh, no run back of this. Isn't it amazing how contagious, in this case a South Carolina touchdown, it's almost as if every member of that squad is suddenly imbued with the idea, hey, we can win this thing. We saw Carolina have the early momentum, Missouri take it back. Now all of a sudden Carolina seems to be fired up, as is the Tiger. First down, Missouri. David Newman goes wide right, and Lee Wagner is split to the left. Wilder. Boy, he is a powerful runner. James Wilder, junior running back out of Sikeston, Missouri. And the Tigers have a lot of players returning for that Big 8 race next year.
Actually, both of these teams do. They have a lot of underclassmen still playing. They'll be back. These teams will even be better next year.
Ken Blair is wide to the right, junior wide receiver from Oklahoma City. Second down, 1.5 for a first down. And Wilder has the first down out to the 31-yard line. The paid attendance, 68,000.
Tim Singleton, you're looking at him on the Mizzou Isolite. Let's see what kind of action he gets into. Linebacker doing the job, filling the hole right there. Gets a shot at Wilder. Gets a little help there from other Gamecocks, but he did his job.
First down from the 31-yard line, and Bradley gets back to the line of scrimmage and did a good job getting back to the line of scrimmage. And the Carolina defense, no doubt about it, you can sense it from this far away, led by Chuck Allen that time, a junior from Anderson, South Carolina, is definitely a fired up defensive unit. No gain, 2nd and 10, Missouri at the Tiger 31. Missouri leading by 3. Again, 2 wide receivers. Fellows to the left and Wagner wide to the right. 2nd and 10. This is Wilder, and a fine play. A fine play by defensive end Arthur Broussard, a senior from Missouri City, Texas. Good punt. Horace Smith is going to allow it to land at the 15 to the 10. I thought he was going to handle that punt, but conceivably because of the rain, which is still coming down, he decided not to. Let's pause briefly for these messages from your local stations. Carolina backed up to the Carolina 9-yard line. George Rogers bangs it out for a first down and an 11-yard gain to the 20-yard line.
6'2", 220 pounds, lightning acceleration. He just explodes off of that line of scrimmage. Used to be a fullback, now he's a tailback. Look at the spin there, keeps the legs churning, taking on all comers. That's what you call running with reckless abandon.
One of the Missouri defenders was shaken up on the play. Strong safety Kevin Potter, a freshman from St. Louis, Missouri, was shaken up in aiding on that tackle.
Got in the way of that reckless abandon or the runaway freight train or whatever.
What they used to call you, Don Perkins?
Slow for one thing. They called me a lot of other things too, but
Chip Howell, number 31, a junior from St. Louis, replaces the injured Kevin Potter. First down, Carolina at the Carolina 20. And banging out to the 24-yard line, George Rogers. Well,
look at Kevin Potter there, the defensive back that was injured. Taking a shot there, probably bringing down Rogers. Yeah, he's okay.
4-yard pickup. Second down, 6. South Carolina trailing Missouri here with 4:40 to play in the third quarter. Tigers leading 17-14. Rogers now has gained 84 yards and 18 carries. And here he comes again to the 29-yard line for another 4 yards as he approaches the 100-yard mark. And this junior running back has had 9 consecutive 100-yard plus games.
There's the attendance. Those attending tonight, 62,785. A new record for the third.
Third down, 1. Gary Harper, the junior from Hialeah, Florida. No wide receivers this time. He has Gillespie in motion. And here's Rogers for the first down. I have a feeling right now, Don, the way these teams have been able to move the football, that the team that has last possession might win this game.
You know, you can see the surge. All evening you've been able to do it. The Gamecocks had it, Missouri had it, the Gamecocks have it again. And not only a marginal difference, but complete control of the game. Offense, defense, kicking game.
Only McKinney is split out. He's off to the left. First down pass, and it is picked off by Berg, the linebacker. Eric Berg picks off a pass, and there we have our first turnover, I believe, of this game.
Both teams went through the first half, completing most of their passes with no interceptions, but this time, Gary Harper got one in the air, and Berg picked it off.
More action from Birmingham, Alabama, right after these brief messages. That was the first time that Harper's been intercepted since the third game of the season and only the 4th all year. First down, Missouri, 29-yard line. And Wilder immediately bangs for a little over 3 down to about the 25-yard line. Bob Meyer, a sophomore running back from St. Louis, moves into the backfield now. And Wilder's going to get a rest. Bob Meyer wears number 20. And the rain comes down again. It had eased up there for a few moments, but it's again pelting down. 2nd and 6, Missouri at the Carolina 25-yard line. And that's the young man who just checked into the game, Bob Meyer, who's at the running back spot along with Jerry Ellis. And Missouri is going to have a very important 3rd down and a little more than 3. 2.5 minutes left, third period. Missouri has a 17-14 lead, and Ron Fellows will bring in the play from Warren Powers.
Kevin Sadler there you're seeing for the Missouri Tigers limping off the field. Looks like it's an ankle injury. Hope it's not bad.
3rd down, 3 Missouri. 21-yard line of South Carolina. Wilder does not get the first down. The Carolina defense holds firm, led by linebacker Ed Baxley, a junior from St. Petersburg, Florida.
Going to be awful close to it, Ray, and with the rain coming down, I wonder if they're going to go for it with the kicker Ron Verrilli, or if they're going to try to convert on this 4th down situation.
They apparently are going for the first down. They need a little more than a yard. They must reach about within a foot of the 18-yard line for a first down. 4th down. Only one wide man, Fellows. And Ellis gets the first down and then some to the 16-yard line. Jerry Ellis, So Missouri keeps the drive alive on a key 4th down run. Just over a minute remaining, 3rd quarter. Missouri led at halftime 17-6 after trailing early in the game 6-0. The only score in the second half was put on the board by Carolina. 2-point conversion was successful. Newman is out wide to the left. He's already caught a touchdown pass. 1st down play coming up. And there goes Wilder. Wilder picks up 5 to the 11-yard line. Quarterback Phil Bradley, the junior from Macomb, Illinois, just received some shouted instructions from the Missouri bench. Now he'll receive direct instructions from the messenger, Ron Fellows. 2nd and 5, Missouri at the 11-yard line of South Carolina. Only 30 seconds remaining, 3rd quarter. Ellis, touchdown, Missouri. Literally a burst by number 43, Jerry Ellis.
Great blocking in the offensive right side of the Missouri line. He was into the secondary before the linebacker, number 53, Scott Wade, had a shot at him, but all Wade could do was pat him on the back. There's Wade coming over from the right side of your screen, but Ellis is already well into the end zone. Great blocking there, good run, good execution by the Tigers.
So the Tigers capitalize on the pass interception by their linebacker, Eric Berg, and move in front by 23-14. The extra point try by Missouri's Ron Verrilli is right on target. Missouri 24, South Carolina 14, only 24 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. More action from Birmingham after these brief messages.
Marketing manager for General Electric television business, Lud, there's no question in my mind, and I'm sure in yours, that the University of Nebraska's offensive unit pulling off that incredible hidden ball trick, which we saw in the Garden State Bowl on December 15th, is the GE magic moment for 1979.
Howard, I couldn't agree with you more. It really is a pleasure, in fact, to be here today in association with Mizzou and make the award, General Electric Magic Moment of 1979, to the entire offensive unit of the University of Nebraska. As you know, the award is made for the most unusual and outstanding play of the season. And I think the play this year really depicts some essential ingredients of American football. Unusual, thrilling events, particularly highlighting teamwork. And so we are presenting a General Electric widescreen 1,000 unit to the university and hope that that will be a constant reminder of this most memorable event.
We're delighted to have you here. We're delighted with GE's participation, and thank you very much.
And my congratulations to the university and their entire team.
Let's take a look at that play, the magic moment of 1979.
It's the annual barn burner, Oklahoma versus Nebraska, but wait a minute, quarterback Jeff Quinn doesn't have the ball. Nebraska gets a touchdown on one of the most bizarre plays ever. Now on the instant replay, watch what happened. Jeff Quinn never got the center snap. It was purposely left on the ground, and that is exactly where right guard Randy Sloisner found it. He's going to take it in for a Nebraska Cornhusker touchdown. Now at this point, Oklahoma had been leading 17-7. This Nebraska score cut it to 17-14, but that's the way it ended, despite one of the most magic moments.
We have reached the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Missouri 24, South Carolina 14. We'll be right back. In the pelting rain of Legion Field at Birmingham, Alabama. 3rd annual Hall of Fame Bowl with Don Perkins and Howard David. This is Ray Scott. Carolina has a 2nd down and 7 at the Carolina 29-yard line. That was Gillespie in motion. And coming out to the 31-yard line and coming very close to a 100-yard game is the 2nd leading running back of this collegiate season just concluded, George Rogers. And for Carolina, 3rd and 4 at the Gamecock 32-yard line. 1 turnover in this game, and Don, in view of the rain we have had this evening, I think it's remarkable. And that turnover was turned into a touchdown by Missouri after the pass interception. That was McKinney in motion. Here goes Rogers. 1st down. Oh, boy. They made great use of that man in motion that time.
They certainly did. It's an unusual motion, one that I hadn't seen before until the Gamecocks pulled it off a couple of times in succession there. But number 41, Zion McKinney, was coming back in motion. You're looking at quarterback Gary Harper. You'll see McKinney come in almost to the center. Right there you see him at the edge of your screen. Then he goes back, and watch the great block right there. Thrown by the wide receiver Zion McKinney that gives George Rogers room to hit to the outside. And you don't need to give that big fella much daylight.
And you can change that little notation there to 10 straight games over 100 yards. Rogers has 112 yards for the night. And this is Spencer Clark. And the Gamecocks are on the move. Clark, number 35. Fleming Georges, junior running back, gets it in Missouri territory at the Tiger 45-yard line on a pickup of 8 yards.
Center there, Quay Farr's got quite a job on his hands with all the rain falling here at Legion Field. He's got to make sure he gets that snap up into the quarterback's hands.
2nd down 2 at the Tiger 45. Again, McKinney with that unusual bit of motion. Short gain, a yard. Spencer Clark picked up 1 yard. Rogers is going to get a rest of just 1 play as we watch the last play.
Pretty good block, too, by McKinney again. He's got to throw a block when he comes back in there, and it gives the running back an option to go inside or outside of that block.
I think our crew does a tremendous job under the most adverse of conditions.
All right, 3rd down and 1, 44-yard line of Missouri. 13 minutes left to play in the game. Whoa! Jet-propelled George Rogers gets a 1st down inside the Missouri 40.
Chip Powell brought him down for the Tigers from Missouri, but he certainly paid the price. Look at this acceleration. Watch the determination right there as he hits that hole. The legs churning right there. Number 31, Powell, brings him down, but Powell took the brunt of the blow.
The officials doing a super job of keeping a reasonably dry football in play as we take a look at Zion McKinney, who will be wide out to the right. Delivered. It's close to a 1st down inside the 30-yard line. Zion McKinney.
Done a great job. He's been blocking a great deal and blocking very effectively. He's the leading receiver for the Gamecocks. He's going to run a square out pattern. You got to drive that man back like you're going beyond him and then break to the sidelines. McKinney tries to stay in bounds and pick up some extra yardage even.
And he gets a 1st down at the Missouri 27-yard line. A lot of time left, 12 minutes and 13 seconds. Missouri leading 24-14, but Carolina on the move. There goes Rogers. Oh, we have seen some great running tonight by Rogers and by Wilder in particular.
Such a big man, 6'2", 220 pounds, and with such acceleration, great speed, 1,500 yards rushing on the year. He's been running like that all year. Number 21, Eric Wright, brought him down, but he's a lot of man to stop.
1st down at the 16-yard line of Missouri. McKinney again is wide, this time to the short side of the field. Now in motion. This is Spencer Clark. Missouri defended that attempted wide out very well, wide run. And the result is a loss to about the 19-yard line. A critical series here for South Carolina. Tim Gillespie will bring in the play. Second down, 13, Missouri's 19. Gillespie comes out to the left. Will be covered by Johnny Poe, the cornerback from East St. Louis. And at that time, Harper saw that Poe had excellent coverage on Gillespie, and I think he threw that away deliberately.
I think so too, Ray. Gillespie, as you mentioned, was well covered. Harper did the wise thing. He can't afford another turnover. He's thrown one interception. It cost the Gamecocks. He doesn't want to do it again.
Ray Stevens, a junior defensive lineman from Glen Carbon, Illinois, has checked in, number 96 for Missouri. Now, Carolina has a 3rd and 13 at the Missouri 19-yard line. 11:32 left to play in the game. McKinney started to line up to the right. Now he's coming wide left. And a fine defensive effort as Missouri gambled. Strong safety Steve Crapo will wind up getting the quarterback.
Harper there has quite a bit of time, but he's got a lot of pressure. Number 36, the first man on him, is the linebacker Berg. But Crapo, number 13, is the one that finally drapes his arms around him and knocks the ball loose.
Not only did it cost a lot of yardage, but it moved South Carolina out of any possible field goal range, and our most unusually attired young man for South Carolina is Jay Felts, the punter. At the 5-yard line, it is down by Carolina. More fourth-quarter football action from Birmingham, Alabama. Backed up to their own 5-yard line, and a huge hole for Ellis. Ellis may have a first down or within a foot or so of a first down.
Ray, with a 10-point lead and 10 minutes left in this game, I'm sure the Missouri Tigers are going to play a lot of ball control.
Ellis picked up 9.5 to the 14. Second down, less than a yard for a first down. Jerry Ellis and James Wilder are the two Missouri running backs behind quarterback Phil Bradley. And here's a first down run by Ellis again.
If comparative scores mean anything, the Gamecocks are supposed to win this one. They beat Oklahoma State, but Oklahoma State beat Missouri by 1 point. Let's look at our Mizzou Isolite, the linebacker for the Gamecocks, number 53, Scott Wade there. Let's see if he gets a part of the... Whoops! That's what happens with rain on the artificial turf.
And it is still raining, although it has eased off quite a bit. This is Wilder picking his way for good yardage on first down. And the Missouri offensive line now of Dave Gunder, Mark Jones, Brad Edelman, Stan Lechner, and I believe Don Carter, yes, replaced Howard Richards, who came up limping in the first half. Don Carter's at right tackle, and that offensive line is now doing an excellent job. Pickup, 7 yards. 2nd and 3 in Missouri at the Tiger 27-yard line. Just over 9 minutes left to play in his 3rd annual Hall of Fame Bowl. Ellis limited to about a yard. It'll be 3rd and 2. A key 3rd and 2.5 for Missouri. Ellis. Forward progress is just beyond the 30, and Missouri needed to get just beyond the 30, so this might call for a measurement.
Kind of a big play, too, for the Tigers. They needed to convert that one. If they do not, with that field position, they're going to have to turn it over to the Gamecocks. We are going to have a measurement. Still lots of time left with 8:24 left, and we've seen the Gamecocks can move that ball in a hurry.
Ray, with all the years that you've been in the business, I know there are many people that have been instrumental in helping you along preparing for a telecast, not the least of which would be South Carolina's Sports Information Director Julian Gibbons and Missouri Sports Information Director Bill Callahan.
Believe me when I tell you that I was trying to figure out at what point in the game to say that there's no way you can thank all of the people. But you are so right. Both Julian and Bill have been very helpful. They did not get the first down. It is punt formation time for Missouri's Jeff Brockhouse. But South Carolina believes that this is not going to be a punt. They have no one back deep. So this will be allowed to roll, and it's a Missouri roll. Missouri's Chip Powell tried to get an additional 5 yards. We have a break in the action. Let's pause 60 seconds for these messages from your local station. Getting into the spirit of the times. You do have to practice saying that when you get down in this country,
Season's
Don.
greeting y'all. I'll have to remember that for Houston.
All right, Carolina with a key possession now. First down at the Gamecock 12-yard line. Rogers is able to get about 3.
Young Harper's only been averaging about 12 passes per game, but I think he's going to have to put that ball in the air. The Gamecocks have got to score, and they've got to score in a hurry because it's going to take 2 scores from them to win this one.
Second down 7 after Rogers, who has already surpassed the 100-yard mark. And in his case, for the 10th straight game this season, it's a 2nd and 7 for Carolina at the Carolina 15. And he had Zion McKinney, he being number 34, Steve Dorsey. I think that was Dorsey who threw
that was
ball.
Dorsey that threw it,
Yes.
and Harper was downfield. Rogers was downfield. Wasn't very wide open. It would have had to have been an excellent pass.
So now it is almost a must. 3rd and 7. 7 minutes and 13 seconds remaining, and Carolina trailing by 10. Gillespie in motion. We're going to have a 4th down and about 4. Now let's see if Carolina elects to gamble with 7 minutes remaining. There was a little bit of hesitation, but no, the punting unit comes on. So it is punt formation time. Number 7, also a wide receiver, is Newman. To Newman's left is Bill Whitaker. Hanging it high, fair catch, Newman at the Missouri 39-yard line. So Missouri has a 10-point edge from Birmingham. 4th quarter football action follows. These
Come with me down the...
Incidentally, that halfback pass for South Carolina 2 plays ago was thrown by Percy Reeves, not by the fullback Dorsey. But now, Missouri, first down, Missouri 39-yard line. And this is Ellis. Jerry Ellis all the way down to the Carolina 35-yard line. And Ellis and Wilder are some tandem of running backs.
Ellis did a great job of running on that one. I think the ball squirted loose on him there at the end of his run, but he was able to fall on it. Let's look at number 43, Jerry Ellis, breaking through, doing a good bit of running, moving that ball around quite a bit, though, carrying the cut. There, the ball squirts loose. He's looking for it. Hey, what a bounce right back up into his arms.
Back live, 35-yard line of Carolina, and the right guard, Chris Keller, number 63. Jacksonville, Illinois senior, made that fall smooth. Number
This
63.
is what happens when you jump off sides offensively. Watch him jump off, and you're going to see him get clubbed. Right there, he takes a blow. Number 70 delivering the blow was Steve Bernish.
You know, I'm just reminded, this is one of the most penalty-free games I've seen in a long, long time. Very few infractions. That time, a 5-yarder, and Missouri stands 1st and 15 at the 41-yard line of Carolina. Wilder picks a couple up. Clock, of course, is ever more important. It'll be 2nd down and 13.
We have talked throughout the ball game about the great running ability of George Rogers. Wilder very close to 100 yards on his own today with 25 carries, 95 yards.
So we've had great runners in the game. Wilder and Ellis for Missouri. Bradley to the air. And a fumble is recovered by South Carolina at the Carolina 45-yard line. South Carolina's Phil Ellis, we believe, will be credited with the recovery.
Bradley could not find a receiver open, did not want to throw the ball up in the air for grabs. Perhaps that would have been the best thing to do, because right there he got crunched. Number 70, Steve Burnish, coming in top of him. Number 80, Phil Ellis, picking it up for the Gamecocks. Now they've got to move it.
All right, Carolina at the Carolina 45. And down goes Gary Harper. That was Norman Goodman.
Nose guard for the Missouri Tigers. It looks like it's beat up on the quarterback's time. This time Gary Harper is brought down by Goodman, the blitzing linebacker for the Tigers.
Lost 12 yards, 2nd and 22. This is Rogers getting short yardage, and it's going to set up a 3rd and long for Carolina. Now the clock becomes the enemy of South Carolina, and the rain comes down again in very heavy portions. No huddle with 4:25 left to play in the game. Deep drop back by Harper. McKinney that time slipped the intended receiver. It's going to be 4th down, Carolina, 4th and 20. I would have to believe that Jay Felts might think in terms of throwing a pass. Felts is the Carolina punter, and certainly Missouri believes that to be the case. They have no one back as far as he would normally be. Bill Whitaker's back, maybe 20 yards behind the line, 25. No attempt to handle this punt. It may have first touched one of the South Carolina players at the 20-yard line. And we have 4:06 left to play in our 3rd annual Hall of Fame Bowl game. We'll be right back after these messages from your local stations. Following the Carolina punt, 1st down Missouri at the Missouri 21-yard line. And Ellis struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. There'll be no gain on the play, but a few precious seconds will be ticking off the clock, so that we have now less than 4 minutes remaining.
Mark Herman of Purdue, Jimmy Streeter of Tennessee hooking up in the Bluebonnet Bowl Monday night over most of these Mizzou television network stations at the 8th wonder of the world, as it was called once upon a time, the Astrodome in Houston.
Loss of 2 yards that time by Ellis. 2nd down 12 at the Missouri 19. Here comes Ellis again. And he'll be within a yard of a Missouri 1st down. You can almost departmentalize this game in sections. Carolina owned the first few moments, moving to a touchdown after the opening kickoff without the benefit of a huddle. The entire march capped by a pass from the quarterback Harper to the wide receiver Zion McKinney. Missouri right now has a 3rd and 1.5 at the Missouri 29-yard line. The clock continues to run. Wilder does not get a 1st down, but a penalty flag is down. And one of the Missouri Tigers signals just what was indicated in a preliminary signal, that offside, South Carolina, 1st down, Missouri. and only 3 minutes and 11 seconds remaining. Keeping us straight this evening as to who was doing what and who was in the game. Thank you, Al Williams. Keeping us statistically up to date, with particular interest, of course, on the running statistics of George Rogers, and as it turned out, the tandem of James Wilder and Jerry Ellis. Thank you, Butch Jones, for your help this evening. Appreciate it. First down, Missouri on the offside penalty at the Tiger 34-yard line. The clock starts to run again. Ball, Big 8 quarterback. Bill Bradley hands off, and I have to believe James Wilder has now reached that magic 100-yard mark, or very close to it.
Looking at it from the end zone, let's take a look at number 22, Terry Hill, the ball carrier. Great blocking in that line. 70 getting moved out of the way is Steve Burnish from the Gamecocks. A good, crucial pickup for the Tigers as they try to work on this clock.
And I stand corrected. I said 32, James Wilder. It was 22, East St. Louis, Illinois sophomore Terry Hill. Pickup of 6, second down for Missouri. When the ball is snapped the next time, less than 2 minutes will remain. Many of our fans have left after being thoroughly drenched here at Legion Field. We can't say enough about the way the South Carolina fans followed their football team here. We have reason to believe that somewhere in the vicinity of 25,000 fans came here to watch this game.
I didn't know that we had a camera in the truck taking a shot of our director.
There was false movement by both the offensive line. The left side of the Missouri line made a premature move. Illegal procedure, Missouri. So
Game's getting a little ragged out there on the field right now, Ray. I guess both teams know the game is really over and they're going through the motions.
A highly entertaining third annual Hall of Fame Bowl, and 68,000 tickets were sold for this game. Almost 63,000 here in person, despite the threat of rain all day and a lot of rain this evening.
I guess Curtis Dickey's rushing record for the Hall of Fame Classic is safe. Last year he carried 38 times for 273 yards.
This is Phil Bradley. Just interested in getting rid of the football, and it'll be fourth down, and with 1:03 left, South Carolina will apparently get the ball one more time.
We have extolled the virtues of Mr. Rogers without sounding like his press agents. He is really a fine back and a fine gentleman. Spends more time praising his offensive line than he does talking about himself. And I think we're getting a preview of the preseason choice for 1980's Heisman Trophy.
There's Horace Smith. Off to his left, up about 5-10 yards is Andy Hastings. All-out attempt to block the punt, but Missouri's Jeff Brockhouse got it away. And now we're down to the final seconds of this game, and Carolina will have it with 50 seconds left to play at the South Carolina 15-yard line. And barring some sort of a football miracle, Jim Carlin's South Carolina Gamecocks will finish with an outstanding 8-4 record. And Warren Powers, one of the truly bright young coaches in America, will have that enthusiastic band of young men come back next year as Missouri finishes with a fine 7-5 record, and belted out of bounds with Spencer Clark on the receiving end of that Gary Harper pass. 44 seconds now remaining.
Well, Ray, they say the game is never over until the final gun, but I don't believe that. This game is over.
Both quarterbacks have gone all the way. Junior Gary Harper for Carolina, and junior Phil Bradley, the all Big 8 choice for Missouri. Harper with a deep drop back. That play took a lot of seconds, and Harper managed with about about 4 yards, and the officials signal that the clock is continuing to run. 25 seconds. Harper has yet to be able to get back to the huddle. 15 seconds.
Missouri Tigers a much better team than their 6-5 1979 record indicated.
Incomplete pass stops the clock with 3 seconds remaining. So just a couple of ticks of the clock remain. And a gallant effort by Gary Harper, the junior from Hialeah, Florida. Number 10 heads for the sidelines. Punt formation time. And barring a penalty, we're coming up to the final play of the game. The gun will go off while this play is in progress. They have elected on 4th down not to punt the ball away. Right now, the game is officially over as Harper is sacked in the final play of the game. So Missouri's Tigers truly have something to build on. South Carolina, with one of its most successful seasons ever. The end of the 1979 Hall of Fame Football Classic. Missouri 24, South Carolina 14.